This is a very 30s thing to concern yourself with. If you're in your 20s, you would be like, fuck those bitches who can't text me.
I literally had 2 friends this week that I haven't heard from in a while text me and be like, hey, I'm going to be in Denver these dates. Love to see you. Also, welcome to the iPhone world. And I told Patrick, and he was like, fucking iPhone people and their cult. And I was like, and I'm in it now. And if this phone needs to be replaced anytime, it's going to be an iPhone. So sorry. Similar to how if my car dies, it's going to be another Crosstrek.
Is your car dying?
No, not at all.
Oh.
But one of our friends was in an accident a week ago in a Crosstrek. He's mostly okay. He's got a pretty bad concussion, but his car is like crunched. And he texted me and he was like, good news is Crosstrek's a safe car because I should be hurt a lot worse. And so he's got to get a new one and he's going to get a Crosstrek again. And Patrick was like, do people not want to try new things? And I was like, no, I want a safe, reliable car that doesn't cost $900,000.
Yeah, Subarus are such like reliable, like in accidents, like you might still get banged up a little bit, but you're not going to be like in the hospital for weeks in a Subaru, you know?
I was like, I love my green bean.
Very first mega 30s thing of my week. Because wait, hi, I'm Erin.
Hey, I'm Steph.
Welcome to our 30s.
Oh. I thought we were saying we're in our 30s. We really got to nail this intro.
Welcome to our 30s. My husband is currently in France working on a vineyard for the weekend with his Dutch friend who owns the vineyard with his wife.
How? What? Why?
That's just not, first of all, that's not something I ever thought I would say in my life. That feels just like I've won the game. But it's fucking huge.
That's what she said.
Oh, wait, I can pull it up. Hold that thought. I can show it on here. He texted them to me. Team iPhone, Team Mac.
What is I know, I really want to get a Mac.
I love my Mac.
My 30s moment is that I strained my calf over a week ago. And every 2 days I say, I think it's doing a little better. And then I try to run and I make it 10 feet into a run. And then I'm like, ow, and now I've made it worse.
Oh my God.
In my 20s, this wouldn't be a problem anymore. It would have healed immediately. And now I'm in my 30s and here we are. Using the massage gun every night to try to loosen up my calf.
Ugh. All right, let's see. I hope I can although my name's out there for the world. Look at this thing.
Blur that part.
I think I can. Oh, this is where he is. I think he's in France. I could be totally wrong, actually. Look how big this vineyard is. That's a castle.
Beaune. Boone.
What is this place?
Yeah, it's in France. That's insane.
Okay. Best and worst. Oh, wait. Okay. So I guess you know what? Actually, that's my worst 30s experience for the week because I'm not
on the vineyard.
I'm straight up offered too. I was like, I can figure out what to do with the boy because my mom is also on like a 2-week-long trip in Alaska and Canada and wherever right now. And so I was like, but I could figure it out. Like I can see how much plane tickets were. And like, we could have covered the plane ticket with miles too. And so I was like, this could be totally like free. Like we could I'll come work the vineyard too. It'll be great. And it just, having somewhere for him to go was like literally the only thing that stopped us. I was talking to a friend of mine about it and she was like, if it was just for the weekend, I would have taken him. And I was like, no. So that was my worst.
Yeah, my calf was my worst. Let's see, what was my
What would be the best? What was the best this week? You know, my best 30s experience this week, because I'm not a consumerist. I don't buy shit just to buy shit. I'm very much a use what you have until it's like dead kind of person. Like I literally make clothes out of bed sheets that I don't use anymore, that I get from friends that I don't use anymore. But I love a big box store. I love Sam's Club so much. And I got to go to Sam's Club on my own, which, like, when we had a Costco, I usually got to go to Costco on my own. And I love it. I can go up and down every aisle. They have things you've never even thought about needing, where you're like, oh my God, I would use that every day for the rest of my life. And it's usually cheaper than you're going to find it online. I got to walk through Sam's Club for like 2 hours by myself on Sunday this week, and it was amazing.
That sounds like my nightmare. I hate Sam's Club and Costco. They give me so much anxiety, and I only go in because I absolutely have to. I don't have a membership to either. Well, that's not true. I have a gift card for a membership to Sam's Club that I've had for 8 months, but the nearest Sam's Club is 18 minutes away, and I don't care enough to go. We have a Costco literally 4 minutes away. I live in a part of Denver where the furthest I have to drive to anything is the 20 minutes to my work, unless I am going all the way downtown Denver. And even that only takes like 30. The second something is over 15 minutes to get to, I'm like, ooh, that's another in my 30s thing. Absolutely. Like, if it's over 15 minutes, it's got to be really compelling for me to go.
That's fair. I am also like a food prep kind of person though. So like I want to buy it in that much bulk because I'm going to spend 2 hours one day of the week. And then I don't have to make breakfast the whole week. I don't have to make lunch the whole week. I've got 2 dinners already totally ready. Just need to be put in an oven for the week. Like those 2 hours and buying it in that much bulk just makes my life so much easier on the other side.
I also do the 2 hours on Sunday and prep all of my like breakfast, lunches, and snacks, and then have stuff kind of ready for dinner. I usually just cook. I did.
You guys do more diversity, I think, though, through your dinner, like because you're 2 adults. Right now, it's me and a child.
Yeah. Last night I made peach ricotta pancakes, which were
how were they?
Delicious. And then 20 minutes after, I was like, you know what? I officially have to go lactose free. Like, I have been eating really well. Like, there hasn't been any lactose in my diet for like a week and a half. And I was like, I'm feeling great. I ate those, and not 20 minutes later, I was like, my stomach hurts so bad. And I am immediately bloated. I was like, it has to be the ricotta. Like, I don't eat a lot of gluten, but I eat enough to think it's not that. I was like, it has to be the dairy. I can't.
Yeah.
Like, I gotta just clean cut it out. It's not happening.
Well, and a lot of it, like I had a girlfriend who studied abroad in France, and she also thought she had like gluten and dairy issues, but it was like really dairy specific. I think, if I'm remembering right, I think she and I had that conversation because mine is like really dairy specific too. She studied abroad in France for like a whole semester and was like, the entire time I was there, I was fine. It's literally like just how the food is processed here.
One of my friends at the gym is like super lactose intolerant. And he was like, I will tell you, you can eat stuff when you're in Italy. He was like, I didn't have a single problem while I was in Italy. He's like, I ate all sorts of cheese. I ate gelato. It was fine. Yeah. I came back here, immediately no.
Immediately no. And I think a lot of it's the way that it's like processed with the fake sugars.
Yeah.
And then the preservative chemicals. I think it like upsets the dairy whatever somehow. That's my theory behind it, because like that's the stuff they're not using.
It's got to do something. It's terrible.
My pesticides on the grass, chemicals that are already in it, and like the combination of all of it.
My good in my 30s moment is I have a student right now, and I also have a patient who's like going to PT school, and they were like talking about being in class and homework and testing and all sorts of stuff. And I had this moment where I was like, I've been out of school for 6 years now. And my recent presentation also brought this up, where I was like, my coworker was like, the last time I presented was in PT school. And I was like, same. And one of us has been out a lot longer than the other one. And I was like, I never have to go to school again. Never. That's my great in my 30s moment. Like, I'm continuing ed is all I'm responsible for forever. I don't have to go back to school. I'm good.
Yeah, dude. Honestly, I want to go get like all the little certs that I want to do, but I went to law school.
Fun.
I went to law school. Why did I do that?
Like a yoga cert sounds fun because it's like hands-on. It's not like, let me stay up until midnight trying to cram information.
How much can fit into my brain? No, I want to do everything tactile now. I want to sew. I want to do a yoga certification, maybe a massage therapist certification, like the whole like.
My patient literally was like, is there a trick for memorizing like all the bones and the little like attachments on the bones? And I said, yeah, memorize them. There's no trick. And I was like, no, there's no trick. You just have to learn it. And then you have to do the same thing with the muscles and where they attach onto those bones. So you actually really have to know this. And then you really have to know that so that you can learn everything after that. And he was like, Mother of God. And I was like, yeah, it's rough. Until you get it, it's rough.
And it's so crazy to me because like, I remember as a kid, I could memorize anything. I knew everyone's phone number. I memorized my social security number on my very first EOG in 3rd grade, and I never forgot it. Like, I could remember anything. I knew every single state and their capital. I knew pretty much like their state bird, I knew all of it because like we had forced memorization experiences like that in elementary school. You had to know those things.
Oh, yeah.
And so to me, it's so stupid that like things that are important, your body, how it works, the pieces inside of it are not taught at all.
No.
It's only something that's like elective in high school if you think you want to go on and do those things. But when like kids' brains are so like malleable as like younger kids, we're like, no, what's 5 times 5? What's 8 times 8? What's 9 times 12? And I'm just like, these don't matter. I got a calculator in my pocket at all times. Do you know what matters? Trying to figure out why my right big toe keeps hurting and my left big toe doesn't.
That's why I have a job.
Like,
figure those things out.
I also figured out that it's how I'm driving. That's actually why that's happening. So I'm making adjustments.
That's hilarious. Yeah, I was talking to, because one of my high schoolers is in summer school right now. And I think she's in a math class. And she's like, I have to memorize all these formulas. And I was like, okay, that's the stupidest thing. Because like, I use a bunch of formulas and calculations in my day-to-day work. And every time I Google limb symmetry index or whatever it is that I'm working on, like I don't have it memorized.
Yeah.
I Google
quickly and easily referenced do not need to be memorized.
No, not at all. Why do I need to know the capital of every state? I don't.
It was fun though. I liked it.
I hate geography. I could never go on Jeopardy because of the geography categories. There's too many of them. I have actually tried to take the test 3 separate times, but like I've tried to take the Jeopardy test. It's like an online test. That's how you get into it.
No way.
Periodically they'll do like the Jeopardy test and you have to do it and it's like timed and you type in your answer. But so the like old literature and geography questions are too many. And so it always like weeds me out because I'm like, I need to go on pop culture Jeopardy. That's what I'm not even good enough at that. Never mind.
I would be terrible at all of them. Like I just would. My brain, I live with too much whimsy now to hold on to anything factual inside my brain. I live in Erin's fantasy world, probably about 16 hours a day. And I sleep the rest of them.
I also just like pulled up the notification. You can't see that because I have a protective screen on my phone.
I was like, it's black. What are you showing?
Oh, sorry.
What do you have to hide, Stephanie?
I just don't like people watching my phone. Literally nothing. It's literally Duolingo and Instagram notifications right now. The top Instagram notification you sent me last night, and it says power number equals Reese with 8 question marks after it. And I don't know the context of it.
Did I not send you?
I don't know. I haven't opened it. All I can see is the
caption. Okay, this is a perfect segue. Wait a second. We can totally talk about this because then we'll just run through rapid fire on the note. But this guy is from, first of all, this guy is Proto Zoa. Who's Proto Zoa? Love me. Know who this is?
I feel like this is
Xenon.
I was going to say, I feel like this is deep in the like Disney Channel archives of my brain.
It is. From Xenon, like Girl of the Future or whatever, with the super, oh my God, I'm going to make one of those outfits because I can totally do it now.
That's your Halloween costume?
I'm so excited. No, I'm not blonde.
Oh, touche. I'm also still very excited about the thought of being Maverick for Halloween.
I kind of want to be Maverick and Goose instead of J-Lo. But I feel like, I mean, I don't have J-Lo's body. I would still wear that dress, though.
It was so cute. You need glue for that dress.
So much glue. And guess who would have to put that glue on me?
Me.
So do you want to do Maverick and Goose instead?
I mean, Patrick and I have this running joke for several years that I always want to be in a jumpsuit or a onesie for Halloween because I'm here to be comfortable. I'm in my 30s. I'm not trying to look hot. I want to be comfortable. Although that being said, when we go to Spirit Halloween every year just to look around because I think it's fun. They have like sexy Goose and Maverick costumes.
Yeah, they do.
And every time I'm like, did we need this?
Why would you choose that over a onesie?
Yeah, like did we need sexy Goose? I don't think we did.
In my head, I'm envisioning like a goose.
I literally was like, we should cut just that part as a short because did we need sexy Goose? That's the title of this episode.
Yes, it is. Oh my God, that's so funny. Anyway, so this guy is getting interviewed on a pod. He was Proto Zoa. I'm pretty sure, I don't know who the like host was, but like a big point of this was that he's Pakistani.
Okay.
So he had a very Pakistani name, and they're talking about how he basically just bastardized his name. And at the time, he was working with a numerologist, whatever the heck they do. And she pulled these numbers, and it was those numbers, and those numbers create the word Reese, like Reese-and. So the guy who plays Proto Zoa in Xenon is Pakistani. He bastardized his name. He turned it over to Reese. And I haven't looked at all at what that would mean, like what those numbers mean or what his name means. So what were the numbers? You have to watch the video.
Okay. I was like, I don't know. I didn't actually watch it. I feel like that's going to get copywritten.
Old Welsh translates literally to heat or fiery.
For Reese?
Passion, enthusiasm, ardor. She created the name Reese-and. Reese is a name on its own. What if it's supposed to be Reese and?
I would hate
what?
Because we don't learn his last name at all, right? He's just Reese-and.
I think so. We only know.
I don't think we ever learn a family name.
I think Lucian's last name is the only one we know.
I think you might be right. I don't think it says the numbers in here. I think it just spells out.
So we did not review the notes beforehand. Should I put them on the screen?
I didn't add as many notes to this one because I was already going through Wings and Ruin when we got here. But I am here on Vibes, and Wings and Ruin is fresh in my mind.
Okay, hold that thought. I'm just going to read them then. And then
I will pull them up so I can look at them while you're reading them. How about that?
Potentially discuss after, if necessary. First one, the golden ring on my finger, along with the square-cut emerald glittering atop it. Feyre's engagement ring from Tamlin is Aelin's ring? ? Feyre's downfall, this is chapter 8. I actually referenced chapter 8 here. Feyre's downfall in the Spring Court was her self-awareness. Not sure what that means. I think I sticky noted it. Page 201. Bone Carver states like calls to like when saying only someone made can wield the Book of Breathings, but are we applying that same rule to the cauldron? Wasn't it also made? So the king of Hybern is not born of this earth. He would have had to have been made. That was profound.
My note immediately underneath it.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I still think the king of Hybern is Dorian Haviliard, which I think would make sense because we think
Dorian or his brother?
Not Dorian. I don't remember his brother's name. What's his brother's name?
Holland.
Yes.
Isn't it Holland?
Holland. I think the king of Hybern is Holland, which would kind of make sense because we still think that there's a chance Dorian was born Valg, which would mean Holland was also born Valg.
Yeah.
And does that make him...
Does that count as being made?
I also think something could have happened between the end of Throne of Glass because, like,
yeah,
Mom and Holland just peace out in the middle of it and we don't see them again. Like, I wonder if, does he get hurt and saved somehow?
Yeah.
Is she, like, is Mama Haviliard, like, a witch or a healer or something? And, like, that's where some of Dorian's
if she was like Faye herself, but he had blocked the magic. I don't know.
And like, because then maybe that would make sense where Dorian has his powers. Anyways.
Okay, wait, we're not discussing. We're reading. So, sorry. We're not discussing. We're reading. Chapter 25, the Illyrian steps in the southern continent. Oh, yeah. Like, that's like they're both like the colder place, like whatever. But when Irene is training with, also, do we think there's some overlap of the healers? What was the healer's name? Because Magda sounds so familiar to me in this book. Either way, continuing on, you put a note.
Could the Taurus Esme actually be the librarian Valeris?
See, I am like, oof, that's Silver Flames. You should go read my note for Silver Flames. We'll come back to it. An ancient high lord spelled like put the words or whatever on Valaris.
I was very confused by what that note meant.
Yes, Valaris. What if Valaris is like Peranth, not Orinth, because it's also not, it had like the mountains behind it. Did Orinth have the mountains right behind it? I genuinely couldn't remember when I wrote this, but moving on with the statement. And that was the offspring, and that guy was the offspring of Lorcan and Elide. Because I really want to know what happened with Lorcan and Elide.
I really hope that we get follow through on that. And also, I'm really proud of you for not saying LD.
I know.
You used to say.
I've been saying it right since, because this one makes sense spelled that way. Some of the other ones, they don't make sense to me. Chapter 58, the queen that gives over the second half of the book is described in a lion's way, said to have golden eyes. I find it interesting how many people that could connect to in Throne of Glass, but she's a human, which was Irene, Faye, because she had the healing magic, and Kale.
Tragically
human.
Tragically human.
Chapter 59, I think Maeve is Amarin, and that she was somehow...
It does have mountains behind it.
Oh, okay. And she was... this is literally just me going balls to the walls.
See that?
Focus for me, though, because apparently this was my favorite theory. Or maybe you wrote that. I don't know.
I wrote that. If it's an underneath note, that was me.
So, chapter 59, I think Maeve is Amarin, and that she was somehow spelled into this body at a weaker power, maybe the way Rhysand was to Amarantha, when Rhys is telling Feyre what Amarin did during the Hybern attack on Valaris, he tells her that she tricks their minds to disable them, to kill them. And that's what Maeve does.
Yeah.
To
the like physical appearance is similar, except that Maeve is described as taller, but like
We already know, though, it is stated clearly that Amren got put into this body.
Oh, touche.
And I would think that Amren's bargain, because Amren obviously made a bargain to get out of the prison.
Yeah.
He'll get spelled into this body. I think whoever that bargain ended up getting made to, I would think it ended up having somehow been the cauldron, despite the fact maybe Maeve makes the cauldron. And then
it has to be something like that because Amren is maid. Like she is
exactly
the fourth maid.
Exactly. And so I think that Amren is Maeve and that she's like Jessica.
That face was so good.
She's like Jessica, where Jessica had been in that body for like 15,000 years, wasn't she?
For a long time.
Exactly. And Amren's been around since I just got to that part where they get the first half of the Book of Breathings. We can move on now because we're at the end of the list. I just got to the part where they got the first half of the Book of Breathings. They went into the summer court. They got almost trapped. The water race saved them.
Oh, yeah.
But that entire scene just solidified this more and more and more and more and more. And like, that's before this. That was only on chapter, because I wrote that theory in chapter 59. I was only on chapter 42 when I closed the book last night. I did not finish it because I watched the soccer games.
Fair.
But that is my, like, if I find out that I'm wrong on that, it's going to destroy me because I am so lean. I'm like elbows on the knees, leaned in over that theory.
That's one of my favorite theories that I've heard, and I can totally see it. Absolutely.
It would be so, it would just make too much sense, but that really makes me want to know who Jessica is, though, because Jessica, where do the priestesses pop up in? Do we have priestesses in Throne of Glass?
Yes. I'm pretty sure we do, but not like often.
I wonder, I could really get behind the Akatar world being the southern continent somehow. Or part of it, it used to be attached to the continent. Maybe there was a split, like in Crescent City, the islands came back out of the sea.
Yeah. Ooh.
I don't know. This is a long running theory, but I could get behind the library with the priestesses in Valaris being the Taurus Sesme. And those priestesses were the healers, and like all of those people had that knowledge there. And that's why it got passed on to these priestesses as they came in.
Cut back in to your first note about the ring. Because we talked about this in our Crescent City theory of Lydia having Rowan's ring. So how did it's too specific to not be the same thing.
I agree.
How did their rings get split between Lunathion and Prithian?
It's a different world walking. I literally just think that's what it's coming down to, is like, or like, could it be their descendants? Exactly. We had a theory at one point that Tamlin had come from because of the golden hair and the like really vibrant eyes. Like his eyes were green, but we did at one point think that they were descendants of. What if the fourth series is actually, instead of it really overlapping through time, what if somehow the fourth series is the descendants of Throne of Glass world and like those come together?
I feel like that's my hope, is that it takes place between Throne of Glass and Akatar Crescent City, because like that's such a big gap. And I've mentioned this before. I hate the thought, obviously it's what happens in history too, but I hate the thought that Aelin and Rowan and their cadre built this like beautiful world that they were starting to heal. And then we end up here where everything's a nightmare again. Like what happens? Maybe their children, like, because their children didn't endure any hardship. They aren't fighting the good fight anymore. And it just devolves into it.
No, I think it comes down to, it was just like all we really found out was that they won that final big battle, but like there were still other players at work across even the continent that they were on. Like there was still a rift that opened from time to time back to their original world. The spiders knew how to get there.
Ugh.
Do you see what I mean? Like, I think it was just what always happens, you know, which like there's no real way around it, but there was just breadcrumbs left for it to start again.
Right.
And so that's my like theory of how it really just unraveled again. Maybe the Asteri also came back in, or like came in between there somehow. And that was like part of a problem, you know, like there's just so many other options. Other things can pop up. Okay, wait a second. So do you have any other parts from this book specifically? Because I had some like double stickies, big, long, like out of the book stickies.
Not anything specific. I just really, really love the development of Feyre and Rhysand's relationship through this one. Like, chef's kiss the whole way through.
Yeah. It is.
I love the start of her throwing her shoe at him down to them being mates at the end. Like that. And it doesn't feel rushed, even though when we come back to the timeline and she's like, just a couple of months ago, Tamlin, well, I guess that's Wings and Ruin, but even still, when she's like, a few months ago is when Tamlin busted into my cottage. And I was like, all of this has happened in a few months.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's insane. But like, I just love it. Their relationship develops so like lovely. And if Rhysand ends up being evil, I will cry. Also, remind me at the end of whatever you are about to say that I have a rant about the 6th and 7th books coming out.
Go ahead on your rant. I have a lot.
I just saw, not only is Bloomsbury not publishing the highlighter matching paperbacks
of these books
anytime soon. They are releasing a like hardcover set that is different from the original hardcover set. So the only way for all of the book for you to buy the physical book and them all to match is to buy an entire set with the hardcover. And like your girlies on Instagram are losing it. But like at Bloomsbury, come on. Okay. We all have puked up highlighter set of the books. Just release it in paperback for us.
Because they're forcing you to actually buy it twice.
Oh, I know. Like, I've already pre-ordered it on the Kindle, and then I'll buy it in paperback when it comes out. I know.
Exactly. So I will wait. I'll just wait until the paperback copies come out because I'm going to have it on my Kindle. I can reread it on my Kindle however many times I want.
I will not be buying anything other than the matching paperback. But like,
I also fully intend, because I'm not buying any hardbacks. Like I got the hardbacks of Fourth Wing and I regret it. But
you can see I only have the first 2 Fourth Wings because the third one is not yet available in this matching paperback.
So what I'm going to do though is every single time I buy a totally complete series, like my Throne of Glass right there, I'm going to rebind them into hardback myself. And I'm going to create my own art for my books to go on it.
That's cool.
And so I'll be patient. I'll wait forever because it's going to take me forever to do that.
Yeah, okay. No, that sounds awful. Anyways.
I feel for the Instagram girlies though. If you're like aesthetic, you like the books on the shelf, I get it.
I am so deeply upset about it because it's going to be at least a year before before the series matches.
I actually only have through A Court of Wings and Ruin right now. I only have the first 3. And so, I mean, maybe I will buy the big set. Well, is this supposed to be the end of ACOTAR?
I don't
I'm
think
not
that's
buying
good
the big
enough.
set. I'll wait.
I got the 5 of them in a set for a really good deal, and I was so excited because I actually have never read the physical copy of ACOTAR because I read it on my Kindle, and I was like, okay, I love this. I want the physical books on my bookshelf.
Mine are war torn. My spines are slashed. Focus.
I hate that Patrick's book right now literally just flops open on the spine because it is so broken, and it drives me into. Do you see how pristine every book on my bookshelf looks? Not a crack in the spine to be found.
Focus.
I can't.
The first one that I thought was important enough to put a sticky on is when Tamlin is just being like a dick at the table and Feyre finally has enough of it. And he says, we're not finished with this meal. Tamlin growled, oh, get over yourself. I barked and left. I don't know what that was. The next one.
Feyre's glow up into standing up for herself is really.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe that's her self-awareness note.
Is he got her the paint set and she's like, I unlatched the small brass locket or a small brass lock, flipped open the broad lid. It was worse than a crown because she thought it was a crown. Oh, wait, that's what it was. I used the pink stickies as red flags for Tamlin at the beginning of this book. And that was the paint set, big red flag. When she was like, I'm coming along whether you want me to or not. And he goes, no, you're not, strode right through the door, his claws slashing the air at his sides as he was halfway down the steps before she reached the threshold and slammed into an invisible wall. Red flag.
Oh, the biggest red flag.
Biggest red flag. I have one more. Where is that? Oh, wait, no, that's not red. That's orange.
I would also freak out and have a full panic attack if I figured out that I was trapped in my house.
Oh, and then literally how many pages left after that? 8 pages later. So she is like locked in there. That's when Moore comes and rescues her. I think that's actually the sticky in between. Ensconced in a cocoon of darkness. Yes. So like Moore goes in and saves her. 8 pages later, Rhys had taken her to the House of Wind and had to go to Valaris. Something was going on. And he was like, I'll be back. And she was like, please, for the love of God, take me with you. It goes, where do you say? If you come with me, there's no going back. You're not allowed to speak of what you see to anyone outside of my court, because if you do, people will die. My people will die. He just like straight up without hesitation actually gives her the opportunity. And she's like, where are we going? That is literally what she says. Where are we going? It's like Dora the Explorer.
She's so over it. She's like, anything, but don't trap me.
Okay. I don't know why I put this on here, but Valaris's walls hadn't been breached in 5,000 years. So it wasn't 500. The war that they all fought in was 500 years ago.
Yeah.
5,000 before that. So we're still somewhere between the Throne of Glass world in here.
Yeah.
Did we find out anything in Crescent City? Why would I have marked that?
I don't think so.
Maybe, oh, wait a second. The Asteri, we had a theory that the Asteri had made it to the ACOTAR world. Didn't we?
Yes.
Did we have anything in that creepy room? I don't know. My brain is not remembering why that mattered to me.
Well, I don't think there was anything in that room that directly related to ACOTAR. Although I do think that there's theories that like some of the original High Lords were Asteri.
Okay.
Because there's the Daglin.
So here I am. That was page 136. I specifically put the sticky over 5,000 years, which means that was important to me. And then she's in the city. I think that they're midday winter. Where are they? So they go outside the house in Valaris. They go outside the townhouse. And she's seeing the city, the rolling hills in the distance. And she goes, untouched. The city had not been breached in 5,000 years. I don't see anything. And then I have a sticky. It says, what does it say? What is that talking about? Oh, to the north, different mountains surrounded the city across the river. A range of sharp peaks like fish's teeth cleaved the city's merry hills from the sea beyond. But these mountains behind me, they were sleeping giants, somehow alive, awake, as if in answer, an undulating, slithering power slid along my bones like a cat brushing against my legs for attention. I ignored it.
What's his name?
So I had the theory that Rhysand was somehow related to the princes of hell.
I was gonna say, what's the name of the cat?
Adius.
Adius. I was like, it's not Adian, which is the other thing I'm thinking.
Adius, right?
I think so.
This is Rhysand. I sent you that voice note the other day. The purr. What was it? But there are so many like little connecting references of like feline type things with Rhysand. But what was that? That was so funny.
Hold on,
It was yesterday.
I found it. Let me see.
Oh God, are you gonna play it?
I thought about it, but it's too long.
No, the second one. The second voice note right after it.
Actually, gentle and violent weren't enough. Growling purr. He growled and he purred. That's what it was.
Okay, first and foremost, the audiobook narrator, because it's the graphic audio version, which hasn't been bad yet, but it's literally still just the like, there's not been a smut scene yet. There's not been a single one.
That's going to get wild.
Cassian's voice is perfect. Nesta's voice is perfect. Like,
ooh. You'll have to let me know how the smut scenes go if I want to listen to the graphic audio or not.
Skip 15.
The audiobook narrator for, I know we're not on Wings and Ruin, but the narrator for Wings and Ruin is amazing. I love her.
The girl. The solo girl, yes, yeah. I loved it.
I think she's doing a fantastic job. Sometimes the voices she gives the characters make me giggle a little bit, but I think she's doing a great job.
Usually it's like the Surreal's voice, Bryaxis voice, those ones. I'm like, okay.
The Weaver, I thought was great.
I got another red flag for Tamlin, even though she's with Rhys right now, talking about who and what she was now. I don't know what that means. I think that's for talking Fae. Only once before was a human made into an immortal. Interesting that it should happen again, right as all the ancient players have returned.
King of Hybern.
I think it's like, yeah, the King of Hybern, the Cauldron. But like ancient? Who says that? Amren says that. Amren's head tilted to the side as she studied me. I tried not to shrink from it. Only once before was a human made. Made is also capitalized into an immortal. Interesting that it should happen again, right as all the ancient players have returned. But Miriam was gifted long life, not a new body. And you, girl, she sniffed again, and I never felt so laid bare. Surprise lit in Amren's eyes. Rhys just nodded, whatever that meant.
Mating bond?
Maybe. She would be the one to know.
Because everybody knew except Feyre by the end of this book. I think that that sniff was like, wait a second.
Your very blood, your veins, your bones were made a mortal soul in an immortal body.
But going back to Throne of Glass,
they bring that up a lot.
Arwen's brothers are still alive, right? From Throne of Glass?
In their home world.
Right. but they don't
They
get
had been banished.
taken out. So they could somehow be ancient players in this that we don't know yet. Or that they're under a different name.
What if Rhysand is one of them? What if Rhysand is one of them? How would you feel?
See, I don't know, because I kind of feel like...
What if the King of Hybern is one of them?
I
don't like that.
I don't like that as much as I like it being Holland. I think the thing with Rhys, I do think he's going to end up being Valg or the descendant of somebody evil. But I think he has been too consistently, like, good to actually be evil.
I still like the idea that Rhys is related to Maeve, and now kind of thinking in the fact that, like, Amren could be Maeve.
Yeah.
You know, like, I like the idea that I stood up for Maeve once. I said Maeve had really good intentions. She just did everything wrong to get there.
This is her redemption arc through Amren.
I don't think she ends up with a real redemption arc. I think she probably goes out the same way somebody else went out, where we were like, we don't really love you, but like, cool.
No, I mean, if Maeve is Amren, is this her attempt at, like, her redemption?
I mean, I don't know that she's really, maybe she, like, genuinely did, like, change, you know, and she's like, I did all these things wrong, and Rhys is just taking it the next step. I don't know. That would make a lot of sense in my brain.
I don't know. I stand by. I don't think Rhys is going to end up being evil, but I think he's going to be related to evil.
Yes.
Beyond just, like, obviously his dad kind of sucked, but, like, I think he will end up being related to evil.
Yeah, I agree. Maybe he is so far down the descendant line of Maeve that it's just, like, step by step gotten better every time kind of thing. And he's, like, the really good end of that. Maybe that's her redemption arc. Her idea that she had just kept changing through the centuries of her family and became something that was actually good.
Maybe.
What else do I got? Ancient players, though, I'm interested as what that would mean.
I can't wait to come back and watch these after the 6th and 7th books come out and be like, look, we were wrong about everything.
Literally all of it. Oh, this was big. Okay, so they're with the Bone Carver, and they're talking about, they're trading a truth for a truth, and Feyre talked about, like, dying.
Yeah.
That she had, felt the snap, heard the snap, whatever it was. So Rhysand's face had gone pale, his mouth a tight line. And when I was made anew, I said, I followed the bond back to me. Oh, because the Bone Carver was asking a million questions about when she died, where she was going. Yeah. What did she see? Did she hear things? Whatever. And so she says, I followed the bond back to me. I knew that home was on the other end of it. There was a light then, like swimming up through sparkling wine. Were you afraid? All I wanted was to return, yada, yada, keep going, keep going. It did not seem like a bad thing to fade. Oh, but she knew it was an option. It didn't seem bad to fade into new, but I wanted to go home, so I followed the bond home. There was no other world, the Bone Carver pushed. If there was or is, I did not see it. No light, no portal. So interesting.
Well, yeah, he's a death god. So he's probably very aware of... He's either very aware of what's on the other side, or he's never actually experienced what's on the other side. But either way, he's a death god.
So there's the big theory that he is the god that had the temple.
Yeah. The bone
under
temple and throne of glass.
Wasn't it under Rifthold?
Yes.
That's so weird, though. I mean, that would make a lot of sense as to, like, this world still being, like, maybe the southern continent of the Throne of Glass world. Because he would be stuck on the same world. He never, what if, oh, wait a second. Because all of the gods in Throne of, not all of them, but however many are there that were together in Throne of Glass were banished to another world. What if he was left behind? What if he was somehow not with them? Because we only find out who some of them are.
Yeah. Huh.
But they're obviously stuck somewhere because they even have Elena at one point.
Yeah.
And like, whenever Cassian at one point talks to Nesta about putting someone into the prison who is like made of mist, like who like the bogs came from and stuff like that.
Right.
Interesting. I don't know. That's strange. But like, what if he was left behind?
Yeah.
I have so
put into the prison in the southern continent.
Huh?
And then got put into the prison in the southern continent, Prithian.
Would that be, what did we know of any other cities, like any other places on the southern continent, if Valaris is where the Taurus Esme was? I don't remember what that was called for some reason. What that city is called.
That city either.
No idea. Not a clue.
It's Antigua, right?
That sounds somewhat familiar.
I think it's Antigua. I think that's the name of the...
Oh, the Weaver bleeds black blood.
I also made a note about that.
Because she hits it in the face and it leaks black blood.
The Weaver and the Suriel also bleeds black blood. I think that's the wrong book, but...
I thought it was silver.
I'm pretty sure it's black.
Are you sure? I think it's silver.
Hold on. I'm pretty sure this one I actually made a note about.
And then I have, yes, Cassian and I hail from a race of fairies called Illyrians. We're born hearing the song of the wind. Oh, I'm pretty sure that's what is said about the Rook riders in Throne of Glass.
Oh, I think you're right.
Which I found interesting. So
also, I did specifically make a note that says the Suriel bleeds black blood.
Somebody bleeds silver blood, though, and it was so weird that it's like stuck in my brain. And for some reason, I thought it was the Suriel. Okay. Oh, haha. My literal neck sticky. Horror, the adder spat. Silvery blood leaked from its wings.
There we go.
My very next sticky.
Love it. Love the instant gratification.
Literally. Oh. Okay, so I had a crazy theory on Azriel. What if he's... I say it wrong every time. Daemati?
I think you got it.
Did I say it right that time?
Well, okay. Do you mean the mind talker? Like Rhys and Feyre?
I mean like the mind control.
I think that's what is it? Daemonaki? Daemonaki. If you're talking about the one in Crescent City, that's Daemonaki.
No. I'm talking about in Akatar world.
Then
Prithian.
Yes.
Daemati. What if Azriel's spies what if he somehow had, I don't know why I thought this. What if, because this is what it said. But Tamlin had shut down his borders, sealed them so tight that even flying overhead at night was impossible. Any ears and eyes Azriel had once possessed in the court had gone deaf and blind. And so in my head, if he had spies in the court, but Tamlin put up a wall, a ward between them, he no longer had the control of their body, brain, whatever, like the Valg did because we have this like idea that the Night Court is related to Valg. Because the Court of Nightmares has all of those crazy whatevers because of Rhys-Sand and his powers. The Illyrians have the bat wings, like some of the ilk and things had in Throne of Glass. What if Azrael has the Daemati powers and his spies are actually just under his mind control?
I have actually always kind of thought he had that because he hears from the people everywhere all the time. And so I feel like he has to at least be able to like communicate with them to get that intel. But I could also absolutely see his spies just being people that he was like, you're mine.
I always kind of thought, my initial thought was honestly that it's not Fae, it's lesser fairies. It's people like, what were they called in Throne of Glass? The little people in the forest.
Yeah.
The little folk. That's literally what they're called.
Folk,
I always thought it was things like that. That was my original theory, but then rereading this, that his whatever eyes and ears he had gone deaf and blind, I was like, I don't know. I feel like that would be how he would no longer have that connection piece.
Also, we have not talked at all about the end of the book.
I didn't make it there.
Okay,
but you didn't give me a note for it, Stephanie.
No, I don't have any notes, but like, I don't know. I forgot how intense the scene in Hybern with Azrael and Cassian both dying, Nesta and Elaine getting made. Like, I forgot how intense that whole scene was, and I was listening to it on audiobook, and I was just like, I know what happens, and I'm so stressed out right now. And like, just the communication amongst all of them showing like how much trust was built, especially as the like dichotomy to Feyre not trusting anybody in the Spring Court, but like having enough trust in her family to simply look at them and be like, oh my God, you guys have kidnapped me. I can't believe you had me under your spell. Like, you're absolutely right. I'm going to go back to the Spring Court. And all of them kind of just being like, I get what she's doing. Like, this sucks, but I get what she's doing.
No, somebody didn't, because somebody, or was it was Amryn, because Amryn wasn't there.
Amryn wasn't there. They get back and Amryn's like, how could you possibly have left her?
Where is she? Amryn demanded. Where is she? Where is she? Where is she? It says in italics underneath.
I do also think it's funny, like the designation of her becoming High Lady and how much angrier that makes them, that they're all like obviously upset she's gone. And as soon as the bomb gets dropped that she's High Lady, they're like, you left our High Lady in the Spring Court? They were like, Feyre, sad. We got to rescue her. We miss her. She's great. Wait, she's okay. Come on.
I mean, think about it though. I bet like, they absolutely had to go through the bonds that like the cadre went through with Aelin. Like they had to be sworn to protect whatever, but guaranteed when Rhys-Sand had them do those bonds, he did not swear them to him. Like Aelin did not swear those people to her. She swore them to protect and uphold the Night Court. So when Feyre became High Lady, it was so much more than a friend at that point. It was their court.
That's a good
because
point.
Of who she was.
I also think I've seen this theory on Instagram, but it very specifically says when Feyre is trying to save Rhys-Sand after his wings have been peppered with the Ashwood arrows, that he drinks 3 sips of her blood. And I feel like that has to have deepened the bond somehow. Like it's the same thing as the blood oath.
That's what I just read to you, where Amryn goes, where is she? Amryn demanded, where is she? Where is she? Where is she? Underneath it, in the italics, in the book of breathings says, where is she? Where is she? Where is she? Because the next thing is get the book out of here. I said, this is from Rhys-Sand's perspective.
Right.
So the book is going, where is she? Where is she? Like the book is like, why is she not back?
Yeah.
That's weird.
I also thought it was weird for Amryn to have reacted that strongly, because up until that point, Amryn like seems really iffy about Feyre still. Like she's always kind of cold to her. Like I think she would care that Feyre was gone, but I don't know that I think she would care that much, especially watching Cassian and Azriel on death's door.
So I'm going to take that piece right there. Actually, I'm going to write a note about it. I think that's why she's so strung up about it.
Angry. Selfish reasons, which would make sense if she's Maeve, that like that undertone is still always going to be there.
Yeah.
Self-preservation first.
5 out of 5 stars on Goodreads. Will read again, potentially before the next 2 come out. Check it out.
Agreed.
Love it.
We love this series.
My favorite thing, I think, so far is that we have literally not talked a lick about the smut of these books, that people give so much shit for these books.
Because there's so much story.
That's the thing, is like, it's going to be so hard to pick up other series, because I have been in the Mossverse forever now.
So, I just finished the book that came in the book of the blind date with a book box that you got me for my birthday. Misconduct.
I want to read it.
I have it set aside to give you when you're here because I think you're gonna like it. I think that was a really solid break, because there is no magic. It's just 2 people, actual human adults that work jobs. There is no war. There's no magic. And I think it was a really nice break before I jumped back into a different fantasy novel of being like, because I do think I made that mistake with the last book that I read, where I went straight off of Crescent City into another fantasy book. And then I was like comparing it, where I was like, it's not as good, and that's not fair, because it's still really good. It's just not as good.
It was Silver Elite. We both said it.
Oh, it was Silver Elite. That's right. Yeah. It wasn't the other one. And so I think having that break of like, it's just 2 normal people, and that one is definitely smuttier.
Godspeed.
I think God's blessed.
Goodbye.
Hey, we nailed it.